Hey everybody, this is Dark Guardsman, and we're back for a third time today showing off the game I'm working on. So still not a huge amount of work, and the textures are still need a lot to be desired for. These are really just test textures and everything else. So previously showed off we got the tile map going and the movement and everything else. What I went ahead and actually added now is we have a much better camera. So I went and downloaded the Cinemachine plugin for Unity, really simple plugin. I saw an article that was talking about using it to track movement. So I was going to write a script to do all this and do all this stuff. Turns out Unity's got me covered again, so I just could download a plugin and be done with it. So we've got that in there, and collision boxes were pretty easy to do. Really, the only thing you had to do a collision box, you just have to add a tile 2D collider, and as you can see over here in the world, we've got collisions going on. I've also went ahead and actually set up a bit of a bigger map than what we had previously, and I've added some collider walls so we can't go out of that. On top of this, the camera will not go outside the bounds here, so if somehow you did actually get outside this wall, and the camera hit this edge, you couldn't actually go off the edge, it will stop. I'm going to probably do some system with a tank to prevent it from going outside that as well, just to kind of keep you from getting off the map and going places you're not supposed to get to. We'll add into the game later, so I don't always have to put walls on edges and stuff and actually make the map look kind of cheesy. So we'll go ahead and show off what we got right now. So the movement hasn't changed at all. I did notice there's a few things I gotta do with the movement. I'm actually going to probably go back to the physics system for movement, even though I'm dreading that painfully. The reason for doing that is that I can then tie that in with other things, like if, for example, I want the ground to move out from underneath you, or I want stuff to slide around, or I want explosions to push you around. I need the physics system to do that. But so movement still works, we can still drive around. But now we get this really nice camera that doesn't actually follow dead center on the tank, but still follows us around. Much easier to use, you can kind of much easier like rely on it. And of course we can now collide with the wall pieces and actually hit them. You can see where I was talking about where I kind of use the physics system is we actually will start hitting the wall and it will collide back and forth as it bounces me backwards. This has to do with the translation system, which actually does the movement. It does not actually take into account colliding, so we move forward, it actually does that. And you can see we're also having some problem with like anti-aliasing and everything else. I wonder if that's just due to the fact of the scaling of this. So let's go ahead and scale this up and see if we actually get that effect as well. Yeah, we do get that effect. So there's a lot of tweaking I'm going to have to do with the camera, I'm going to have to do with the graphic settings and everything else to make this look really good. And you have to definitely get those lines that go through there. It's really noticeable. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but you got these little black bars that are moving up, but I think it's with the camera jittering. And then no, it is definitely the anti-aliasing on the tile map. Because you can see where once I move up like this, there are big black squares that'll pop up. So as soon as I stop moving, you can see where the tile map is actually divided by the squares moving. Really noticeable, definitely something I will have to fix in order for this to be considered a functional game. I may even consider writing my own tile map system if it turns out to be a problem with Unity's tile map system. Of course, more reading and research will have to be done, but we got something here. For a first day of progress of working on this is pretty good. I thought this was going to take me all week to get to this point, so I'm at a little bit ahead schedule, although I know from working on other large projects that I'm actually going to end up probably spending all that extra time working on something else, like getting certain game mechanics to work, getting certain particle effects to work, but I like this. This feels good. And for an initial start, this is not bad. So I'll see you guys later with more content videos and hopefully something actually nice to look at other than just some textures.